Hey everyone, it's Dr. Ramani. Welcome back to this YouTube channel on narcissism and narcissistic relationships. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. And welcome back to our What Is and What Isn't series, which is a chance for me to sort of talk about some key concepts related to narcissism, talk about what they are, but more importantly, talk about what they're not. So today we're going to take on what is and what isn't gaslighting. So let's try some of these phrases on. My sister told me that I look matronly and a little bit chubby in this dress. Is she gaslighting me? My partner denied having feelings for a person he spends a lot of time with at work. Is he gaslighting me? My uncle says racist and other biased stuff at family get-togethers, knowing full well that it makes me uncomfortable. Is he gaslighting me? Which of those statements I read? Which one of those seem like gaslighting to you? Drop that in the comments. Now, in our ongoing series of what is and what isn't, we're going to take on gaslighting today, with the hope that once you know what it's not, you'll learn what it is. Now, gaslighting is one of those words that lots of people are using, but many are not using the word correctly. Gaslighting is a process of psychological abuse and manipulation, which entails denying the reality or another person's experience, beliefs, or perceptions, and then subsequently undercutting their mental capabilities or the mental health of the gaslighted person. So in regular speak, it would be things like, I never said that. You must have memory problems or just be paranoid if you think I did. And they did. You have the recording, but they still say it. Gaslighting is not a one-off. It's a systematic process. It's a grooming process. Once a person establishes trust with you or expertise, then they'll also create this willingness in you to question yourself. You'll start saying things like, maybe you're right. Maybe you didn't say that. And they keep going and keep doing it until you're completely under their control. So let's go through a list of what gaslighting is. First, it is manipulation. Doubt yourself. Only believe me. When they do that, the gaslighter gets what they want. Number two, it's emotional abuse, because they're playing with a person's mind and with a person's reality. Number three, it's meant to leave you feeling impaired and mentally unwell. Maybe I need therapy. Maybe I am developing memory problems. I need to stop being so sensitive. Number four, it's a tool with which to control you. The more you mistrust yourself and believe that they're right, then you start giving in and going along and capitulating to them. Number five, it's the minimizing and pathologizing of your emotion. Ugh, you're too sensitive. You need some help. Number six, it often results in them doubting your commitment at a time when you know you're deeply committed to the relationship. And they say things like, well, if you think that I'm being dishonest, maybe you don't really want to be in this relationship. Number seven, it's acting as judge and jury on your emotions and saying things like, you have no right to feel that way. Number eight, it may be a denial of a real societal phenomenon or maintaining a dehumanizing belief system, like denying racism, denying classism, denying other biases, and then calling you brainwashed if you believe otherwise. That too is gaslighting, okay? So those are all sort of key pillars of gaslighting. Here's where it gets interesting and where I think a lot of the confusion lies. Let's talk about what gaslighting is not. It is not the same thing as narcissism. Tempting as it is to think of gaslighting and narcissism as synonymous, gaslighting is a tool of every narcissist, but they're not the same thing. There are some gaslighters out there who are not narcissistic. However, all narcissists do gaslight. Second, gaslighting is not just lying. If you say to someone, hey, did you end up going to happy hour with that guy you work with? And then you show them a social, and they say, no, I didn't go there. But then you show them a social media image, and they clearly were, and they are like, okay, you got me, yeah, sorry. And they look embarrassed. That's lying. Liars may get defensive. Liars may get embarrassed. Liars typically lie to protect themselves. But a liar will not go on to cut you down. Now, if the person had said, what kind of paranoid stalker weirdo looks at social media to find pictures of what I'm doing when you showed them the evidence that they lied? That's gaslighting. Okay? So lying by itself is not gaslighting. Third, gaslighting is not just sharing an opinion. If you say XYZ pizza is the best pizza in town, and they say, no, it's not. The best pizza is ABC pizza. They're not gaslighting you. They just like different pizza. A difference of opinion is not gaslighting. Denying your reality is. Fourth, it's not anger. If a person gets angry at you for something, you come home late, you express an opinion, and they get angry, it may be uncomfortable, but that's a reaction. It's not gaslighting. It may not be the reaction you expected. It may not be a reaction you like. It may not even be a reaction you think is appropriate, but it's a reaction. Anger does not mean necessarily someone's gaslighting you. Next, let's say a person keeps looking at your social media. Maybe there's somebody you don't know well, okay? And you then say something like, they ask you a question, hey, have you ever been to Hawaii? And you're like, I don't remember going there, because you don't. And then the social media stalker person says, yes, you have. That's not gaslighting. That may be obsessiveness. It may be poor boundaries. It may be intrusiveness. It may even be straight up stalking, but it's not gaslighting. It's not a difference in beliefs, okay? Gaslighting is not a difference in beliefs. If a person holds totally different beliefs than you, even beliefs that you find reprehensible, that's not gaslighting. Now, if they say their beliefs are the only right way and that you are a fool for believing what you believe and that you're wrong, then that is gaslighting. But if a person supports a political candidate or a political viewpoint or even a hateful viewpoint, that is in fact just a difference in belief systems. It can feel gaslighting. I understand that. If they're, really advocating for a political candidate you find awful. But it is ultimately just a difference in opinion and beliefs. Doesn't mean you have to hang out with them. It sure as hell doesn't mean you have to agree with them. But in those circumstances, it's really important that all of us use the word gaslighting right so it retains its power. In a world as polarized as ours, lots of people are labeling disagreement as gaslighting. The word is a lot more powerful than that. It's much more than a disagreement. Gaslighting is the dismantling of a person, leaving them confused, self-blaming, and increasingly reliant on the gaslighter. It's a good word, folks. Use it well, but use it right. Because when people just use gaslighting to talk about differences in opinion and lying, then what ends up happening is the word does lose its power in all circles, and then people may even be reluctant to use it because they're like, oh, that's not gaslighting. Some things aren't. It's important to be clear because when you know what it's not, you're a hell of a lot more clear on what it is. Thanks again.